Hello old-timers and newcomers, I am keen to play A Hint of Purple. The way I've understood it is this is more of a visual novel, so that it will be more of a Unreal Engine VR experience than a game, if I can put it like that. So this will probably have my inner film critic come out. And as all good films have, this one comes with a content warning. This story contains mature language, brief alcohol use, and a short scene which references domestic violence. The horror. Not entirely sure what the game is about other than that. I know it's supposed to be about, I assume, a lesbian woman. It mentioned queer love, so I don't know exactly what that means, but either way it should make for a interesting experience. So, here we go. The void, darkness. A low thump. You hear a heartbeat. Breathe in. Breath fills your lungs. Another thump. Your lungs deflate. Fuck this headache. Water. I need water. It feels as if metal shavings line the inside of your skull. Miserable, isn't it? What? And this place. Fucking limbo. What's going on? We were painting as usual. I guided your brush. Crisp spring air fills your studio. A streak of blue marked the canvas. Who are you? I am part of you. Your worries, desires, your inspiration. Whatever my little Maya needs. Someone else stood beside you as you painted. Hands clasped around your waist. A warm kiss at the nape of your neck. Someone deeply in love with you. Kai. Kai. The name is familiar and warm, a morsel of comfort in this cold void. You feel a pang of longing in your gut. The memory is replaced by another loud bump. You remain submerged in darkness. Breathe in. Flashlight, please. Breathe out. Light fills your vision. Blurred shapes begin to appear from within the sheet of white. Track needs deep cleansing. It's getting easier now. Your lungs fill greedily with air. It's all coming into focus now. You awake in a hospital bed, propped upright and tucked beneath a layer of blue sheets. A tube runs from your neck to a ventilator. A doctor and practical nurse hover over you, inspecting your neck with a bright flashlight. How often are you suctioning now? Every other day. It's starting to get backed up. We'll need cleanings every day. Where am I? You don't think it's a waste of time? Cases like these are extremely rare. We have a lot to learn here. And what we actually have learned, that she is brain dead? I could have told you that after the first cog test. What are you saying? She has a partner who's still visiting. They're in here 5 times a week, like it's a fucking job. Guy. I see them in here too, but that's their choice. I don't know if we'll see progress with Maya. But what we learn here is important. It might help us save the next one. Look. I'm stretched way too thin already. If I spend any more time on this patient, I'll be neglecting the others. You know, the ones who can talk back. What do you mean? Where's Kai? She mulls over the thought. I'll talk to your CN and see if Tessa can take over the track care. That'll free you up for the other patients. She leads the nurse to the door as the two exit. Thank you, Doctor. The door slams closed behind them. Wait! Doctor! The sound rings in your ears. Silence slowly creeps in. Just you alone in this cold hospital room now. What's happened to me? Why aren't they helping? You'll piece it together soon enough. The room knows. A window separates you from the outside world. Streaks of orange light graze your bed, easing the discomfort of cold linoleum floors. Scanning the room, you see a blinking ventilator, a lone calendar plastered to the wall, and a stack of unfinished paintings in the corner. It took me a moment before I understood the mechanics of this game, and I probably won't be needing my VR headset at all, but... well, I have a nice big screen in front of my eyes. And far as I can tell, you guys don't have any such screens, so me moving around won't flick anything, so I guess I'll just keep this on. I think I'd go with the window first. A barren tree looms over the hospital courtyard. The sky is a painting of purple and orange, with the sun just out of view. Not too bad of a view, I think. A few leaves cling to the old tree. Somehow they withstood the cold. Winter is winding down. It's winter? How is that possible? Didn't you hear the nurse? You've been here for months. The tacky calendar confirms your worst fears. It's February. You've been out cold for months. 9 whole months. Withering away like a corpse. I need to get out of here. Find Kai. He'll be able to make sense of this. Good luck with that. Letting out a sharp exhale, you attempt to muster the strength in a withered body. Where to start? This is pointless. Nothing. Your arms feel like sandbags tethered to your chest. Get up. Your body is motionless, limbs settling in place like magma hardening. Slow down. We just need to start small. We both know how this ends. Move a finger. You look towards your pointer finger. It rests on pale blue sheets. Your mind sends the signal. Your heart beats faster. Your body tenses. A vein swells in your temple. It's as if your fingernail has been replaced with the hood of a car. Your finger hasn't moved an inch despite your best efforts. You catch your breath. You can hear your heart racing, the tired thump of a weak organ struggling to pump blood into uncooperative limbs. I can't move a muscle. Not a single muscle, a prisoner trapped within your own body. But I can talk. I am always listening, but you know your lips are just as paralyzed as that finger of yours. To the outside world, you're mute. So that's why the doctors ignored me. Now you're catching on. The deep orange of a sunset unseen fills the room. Warm light drips down the walls, leaving the room for purple tones to creep in. The unfinished paintings in the corner taunt you. This is it, all I'll ever be. I can't even lift a finger, let alone a paintbrush. Night falls. A glint from the corner table catches your eye. A small copper figure, the dense coils catch and reflect in the moonlight. The intoxicating pull of the past brings you back to another time, another place far away from here. Downtown Seattle, 3 years ago. This could be promising. Kai ducks into an alley with a small set of pliers in hand, stepping over an old paint can. An owl stares out from the graffitied concrete wall, its color weathered by the elements. What exactly are we looking for? Someplace out of the way. Is this the part where you murder me? I'd have brought my I'd have brought my big pliers for that. This feels right. Kai taps a small ledge at head height sticking out from the brick wall. They pass the pliers off to you and dig into their pocket. They always catch on this jacket. Kai produces a small twisted wire sculpture no bigger than their palm. The bent wire forms the silhouette of a man. They place the copper man on the concrete ledge. Pliers, at your service. Thank you for your service. They twist the wiry legs to conform with the ledge. The figure now peers down on anyone who might walk by. What do you think about this spot? Will anyone even notice him? This high up, probably not. What's the point of art if no one will see? I like the intimacy of it. No fancy galleries, no critics telling you what to feel about it. Out here there's nothing standing between you and the art. It's a beautiful sentiment. Do you think it's bullshit that I want my paintings to be in a fancy gallery one day? I don't think it's bullshit. I just think people will have a different relationship with your art here and there. I still go to the galleries and find art to fall in love with. This is just what feels right for my stuff. Sorry about that, everyone. And no, I'm not gonna comment on the critic thing. I know a trap when I see one. They playfully push against your shoulders. Come on, we gotta find a place for yours. I'm not so sure. Well, let's see it. It'll help us find a spot. You reach into your pocket and pull out the figure. The copper is cold against your fingers. In your palm lies your crude attempt at a penguin. It's misshapen, hardly readable. It looks like a penguin? Abstract crap? Might be nice. It looks like it's supposed to be a penguin. A penguin with... They laugh. You never had to make art with pipe cleaners as a kid. Look, I'm not good at this. And I can't paint, so we're even. Now let's find a spot for your sculpture. Your dreary new reality snaps back into focus. Fun! The sound of the door closing wakes you from a deep but restless sleep. August adjusts an airbag. Thumping music blares from her headphones. She rips the bedsheet back, exposing your legs. What are you doing? Strong hands grip the underside of your left foot as she steps forward, pushing your knee to your chest. Your joints are stiff with inactivity, but this stretch offers a pleasant burning sensation. That actually feels really good. It's a practice routine, one she's now rushing. Her palms press your kneecap flush with your chest. Her movements remind you of a bitter mechanic taking out frustrations on a troublesome engine. Easy now, you gotta slow down. She continues to push. The tendons stretch, then they stretch a little more. Piercing needles of pain drill into the sensitive tissue of your hamstring. Suddenly you feel a tear within your groin. Your muscles burn and buckle under the strain, like decaying rubber bands. Stop! You're tearing it! She releases your left leg, lowering it flat against a thin hospital mattress. Needles of pain prick at the underside of your knee. You instinctively reach to soothe the limb, but your arms do not move. She continues the stretching regimen, limb by limb, each push their limit. By the end, your adrenaline's worn thin. A layer of cold sweat cakes your body. The searing pain cuts through most thoughts. The nurse pays no attention. Her headphones ring with music as she replaces your bedding. She whips a fresh blue sheet into the air before it gently drapes over your battered body. Doesn't she know who you are? She should be pampering you. Remember when they flew you out to New York? Presidential suite, with an on-call masseuse. Now you're being broken in like a baseball glove. I don't care who I am or was. What I would give to be there again 1,000 miles away from this room. This place is hell. Yes. Yes, it is. A knock at the door. She pulls out one earbud. Looks like your friend is here. Kai? They're my partner, not my friend. 2 more loud knocks. Come on in, it's open. She tucks in the sheets at the foot of your bed. She whispers now. I should thank you. Ever since you got here, I've been off the hook. Maud. The door swings wide to reveal an elderly woman standing in a doorframe. Oh good, you're already finished with your stretches. There's a surprisingly youthful energy in her step. You don't recognize her. She's not family and certainly not from the art world. Hello? Who are you? Just in time, Maud. I was on my way out. She's all yours. August ushers Maud in as she steps out the door. Bye, sweetie. Just you and Maud now. The window catches her eye. It's no wonder I don't have more sunlight in my room. It's the curtains. My goodness, Maya, they're too thick. I keep telling Dr. Armenta we need curtains that breathe. I'm sorry, who are you? You know my name? Have we met? She told me she'd look into it. But between you and me, I don't think she's looked into it one bit. My cousin Deborah had these gorgeous blue curtains. Berta blue, she called them. The salesman said they were made with this special dye, imported all the way from a Greek island. Can you believe that? I could hardly tell, but that didn't stop Deborah. That's very interesting. Deborah sounds pretty unhinged. Oh, that reminds me. My granddaughter loves frogs, absolutely loves them. She produces a piece of plastic from her purse. A green and blue stress toy and a grotesque caricature of a frog. She squeezes the toy to demonstrate. A high-pitched ribbit pierces the air. Its eyes bulge out as if its life was being choked out of it. Amazing, isn't it? That's truly something. I don't want to be mean. Melanie did not like it. She said it freaked her out. Maud laughs. She finds it preposterous that anyone wouldn't be charmed by this little green creature. Melanie and I would get along. I'm sure you'll find someone who... Dr. Armenta suggested I keep it. She's very smart. Helps with stress, she said. I told her I'm not sure how much stress a little old woman like me has. But I took her advice. She is very smart, and... But the curtains! How I wish I could fix the curtains. Help me up and I'll fix... Right, the curtains. Did you know I've told them 3 times about the curtains? Maud's words fades into the background as your mind wanders. You wanna listen to this horse shit all day? There are more pressing matters. You can't walk, you can't paint, you can't even breathe without the help of a machine. Where's Kai in all of this? I have no idea. I'll be here. That makes 2 of us. If they don't show, you might just die listening to the ramblings of an old woman. I don't want to think about that. You'd rather listen to her rant about curtains? And the sheets didn't even match the blue! The sound of the door cuts her story short. Finally. A walking painting stumbles through the door. Standing 6 feet tall, its balance is questionable. A pair of legs peek out from below the frame. Thud! The heavy painting now rests on the floor, its legs hidden from view. This thing is heavy. Oh my! A familiar face appears from behind the painting. Oh, I'm sorry, Maud. I didn't realize you were here. Sweetie, I've heard it all. I was just startled by the painting. It's almost as tall as you. Yeah. Beautiful, isn't it? This one is Maya's favorite. The best paintings are sad at their core. What is it exactly? She studies the tall painting, taking in the shades of purple. I've only been given hints with this one. She likes to keep her secrets. She squints, examining the purple figure on the right, separated from what appears to be a crowd of people to the left. She looks like a family at dinner, but someone's missing. Is that what it is? They re-examine the painting with fresh eyes. I see that now, but I couldn't say. Only Maya knows what this one really means. I bet I'm right. I was just telling Maya about the curtains. Ah yes, the curtains. Kai shoots you a knowing glance. A shrill ribbit escapes from Maud's purse as she cramps the frog toy inside. Anyway, I should let you two lovers be. Hope you have a wonderful day, Maud. They usher Maud out the door. Oh, I already have, sweetie. Thank you. The door closes behind her. They lower a shoulder, allowing their tote bag to fall to the floor with a loud smack. The sound reveals the contents of the canvas bag, hardcover books and something metal. Spirals of copper wire spill over the brim of the bag, while pins cling to the worn fabric. The familiar ritual brings a small sense of comfort. She's really taken a liking to you, Kai chuckles. I swear she's in here almost as much as I am now. She likes the company, I suppose. If she really knew me, I don't think she'd like me very much. You know what she told me the other day in the hallway? She said you were a great listener. They erupt with belly laughter. Thanks for that. I've missed your laugh. They wipe away a tear, their voice still shaky with aftershocks of laughter. I seriously hope she isn't eroding your sanity too much. I'll endure. I will endure. They place a tender hand on your arm. You can feel the warmth within the simple gesture. The outside world seems to melt away. Hey, you. They whisper with gentleness within their heart. Those familiar eyes, the love within them. You've been holding it together up until now, but any remnant of composure is washed away by a swell of emotions in your gut. Please get me out of here, Kai. Please, I'm scared. Is this my life now? Trapped in a hospital bed? Can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me somehow. Fingertips sliding down your arm leave trails of warm memories as their hand travels to meet yours. Palms pressed together, the contours of your hand fall into place like puzzle pieces. Do you remember our little code? I do. Their fingers tighten around your palm with a gentle squeeze. You translate the message in your head. I... Another squeeze. Love. One last squeeze. You. Their eyes are filled with love, basking in this tender moment. The deep orange of sunset catches their hair. They never have time for the good stuff, do they? Kai begins to massage your hands with care, gently flexing and moving each finger. That feels really nice. You always took such care with your hands. I'm still annoyed you never gave climbing a shot. Gotta protect those precious painter's hands. If it was my life's work on the line, I'm sure I'd be careful too. They turn to the massive painting they lugged in, taking in the swirls of color and frenetic paint strokes. Their breathing slows. The one you paint after we get you out of here. That's gonna be one hell of a painting. My hands are never gonna paint again. Don't say that. The massage eases the ache in your wrist. You heard that? They didn't have to. They know you. There's something important I have to tell you. They're going to give you another cognition test. Dr. Amenta finally caved. Easier to give in now than to be pestered about it for another month. Sometimes it takes a few tests before they'll recognize consciousness in patients. I was reading about a man who was fully conscious but failed his first 2 tests. Third time's the charm, right? He laughed nervously. This might be our one chance to get out of here. So no pressure. I know you're in there. We've just got to make sure they see it too. They'll be testing you on Wednesday, 2 days from now on. I really need you to pass this one for both of us. I will. They give your hand 3 quick squeezes before settling in for the night. Curling up in your bed as best they can, they lay a head against your shoulder. Their breathing slows as they drift off to sleep. The tall painting in the corner calls to you. The finished painting stands tall, the only framed canvas in the room. Much of the canvas is pure black. The small patches of purple are almost formless. At glance, the painting appears abstract. Upon closer inspection, the color reveals vague forms. On the left stands a small crowd, and on the far right a small figure crouches, surrounded by blackness. Images play in your mind like a theater. Small children sit in a circle, playing a game you cannot see. There is laughter, carefree abandon. You're not a part of it. Why am I not a part of it? You know why. You were there. The past may be hazy for you, but I see it clearly. Putting aside the old painting, you're drawn to the unfinished paintings. A stack of potential masterpieces, not that you'll ever finish any of them. One of the smaller unfinished paintings in the corner catches your eye. A serpentine spiral of blue jumps from the canvas. Your bedroom, 2 years ago. You wake in the middle of the night. Shades of dark blue reach across the ceiling. Underneath the covers you feel Kai's hand brush up against yours. You woke me up. The touch is cold. This isn't Kai, it's something else. It pulls away with a ripple of the sheets. Who are you? What the fuck? You jump to your feet, running around the bed to shake Kai awake. Get up! There's something in the bed! They grumble in their sleep and turn their back to you. Their eyes scrunch up and open. Hi. They let out a crack in their voice. Get up! There's something in the bed! Their hand searches underneath the sheets with a few pats. They laugh for a moment before bursting out laughing. What? Did Dolly scare you? They pull out their arm beneath the sheets to reveal a long blue python wrapped around their forearm. Lady? I'm open-minded, but please don't involve actual animals. She's so cuddly tonight, is she? Isn't she? Kai gives the snake a peck on his forehead. Oh, thank God. And no, she didn't scare me. I was just terrified. I've tried stealing that cage every which way, but Miss Potten is very resourceful. The snake hangs on Kai's arm like elegant jewelry. The snake's green scales reflect blue at this time of night. A few white scales glitter underneath the moonlight. Black slits for eyes gaze back at you with a cold refrain. Your heart still beating adrenaline. You're shaking. It's okay, sit down. With Dolly wrapped around one arm, Kai uses the other to pet your back as they admire the blue snake. Snakes get such a bad rap. You know, most snakes aren't venomous. They're beautiful creatures, extremely intelligent and elegant. Their belly scales actually allow them to control how much friction they have on a surface. The creature slowly wraps around Kai's wrist. And what animal gives better hugs? They're misunderstood creatures. Kai looks to you. What's that supposed to mean? You getting at something? Nothing. So you're gonna slither back into bed with me or what? You gonna put her back in the cage first? Dolly stays. Now get in here. Kai snuggles up to you from behind. Lady! Toys, mouth, or fingers, not animals. No snakes, no gerbils, no horses. Present day, hospital room. Cell phone. Bzz, bzz. Shit. Dreary from sleep, Kai fumbles for their phone. Shit. They mutter under their breath before answering. An immediate switch in tone. Kai's professional voice. It's clean and cheerful. Morning, Mr. Barnes. A stern voice is quick to respond. Where are you? It's 15 past. On my way. You see how this is turning into a pattern, Kai? Look, I'm on your side here. The kids love you, we all push to give you more flexibility, but I can only cover you for so long. The next time, management may take matters into their own hands. I understand. Thanks, Ted. Alright. Take care and see you soon. He hangs up. They shake their head, downplaying the warning. It's fine. Exasperated, Kai tosses the phone to your bed. You okay? They lazily trace circles in your shin through the hospital sheet, retreating into themselves, masking the stress carried by their brow. I remember the way you lit up when you got the news about this job. You were literally dancing around the living room on the phone. With everything you went through when you were their age, you know how much these kids need someone to talk to. I wish I could have had you as a counselor. A text lights up Kai's phone and breaks their days. Kai, you love this job. It's good for you. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Go. Alright. They grab their phone and swing the heavy tote bag over their shoulder. They plant a light kiss on your cheek. They make their way to the door. See you tonight. Say hi to Maud for me. The door shuts behind them. Very funny. Let's hope I don't have to. You know Kai can't keep this up. The weight is too heavy. I know. You hear the hitch of the metal handle turn. Go to work, I'll be fine, I swear. The nurse steps through the doorframe. Not this again. Time for more torture? She slowly walks to your bedside and pulls back the sheets, exposing your legs. Another day, the same tired routine. Her hands clasp at your foot. She steps forward, pushing your knee to your chest. Her pocket buzzes. She freezes mid-stretch, her legs hovering above your abdomen. Please let me go. She gently places your leg down on the bedside and inspects her phone. White light burns into her face. She pauses for a moment before answering. Hey. Her tone is unusually timid. A man's voice is heard on the other end. His words are inaudible, but he is clearly agitated. Not yet, I'm at work, he retorts. I'm sorry. The line goes dead. He's hung up. She slowly places the phone back into her pocket. She grips your right leg, starting the routine again. She releases your leg, cutting the exercise short. She stands in the room, staring blankly into the corner of the room. What's going on? She looks lost. A high-pitched squeak cuts through the silence. The door creaks open as she steps in, stowing the frog in her bag. I hope I'm not intruding. You're back. Come right on in. Woken from her daze, she gently brushes past Maud to exit. She speaks in a hushed voice that is not as quiet as she thinks it is. Not a peep from her today. I find that quite rude. As do I. Something's up with her today. She slowly takes a seat on the couch in a corner. With her bag centered on her lap, her hands perched atop it, she sits like a prairie dog. My little Janine's now in middle school. You know what she's doing? What was she doing? No, I don't. She's very good with computers. You should have seen this one when she was little. Oh, she was glued to the screen, I tell you. We couldn't pry her away. I told her mother we need to get Janine off that box and out playing, but she'd go right back, every chance she got. Now everyone uses a computer. I'm sure you're good with them. I've dabbled in Microsoft Paint. I mostly work with physical mediums. First one. Her mother tells me she's learning. Oh, what do they call it? Oh, I remembered, she's a coder. The first in her class. I told Alice I don't know what a coder is, but I'm sure as Rain going to take credit for my granddaughter's intelligence. Congratulations, she sounds very smart. You know, Alice was never good with computers. I think that's for the best. She was always more of a... Her voice trails off into the background as your mind wanders. Kai is going to lose their job because of you. Have you ever seen them so exhausted? They look as if they've been up for a week. If the roles were reversed, would you do the same for them? Give up painting? I doubt it. You wouldn't last a month in their shoes. They've been here for 9. Her words come back into focus. And then the funniest thing happened. Alice dropped the bowl. There was brownie batter everywhere. I couldn't believe it. A sound at the door. Come on in. She lights up. More company. A registered nurse in her late 20s enters. I hope I'm not interrupting story time. She addresses Maud, but shoots you a knowing glance. Oh, I don't know if I'm much of a storyteller. She takes it as a compliment. Bev's in the common area. I know she'd love to hear all about your granddaughter and her coding, too. Oh, but of course. Tessa gives way to Maud as she leaves, like a trained matador sidestepping a bull. You made that look so easy. I see you've met Maud. Too many times. Yes, I have. I'm Tessa. She grabs your limp hand and gives it a gentle but earnest shake. I'm Maya. You're not here to break my legs like the other nurse, are you? Nice to meet you, Tessa. I'm paralyzed. And apparently also I'm a mom. I am... Maya. She smiles and looks over the wide window. You know, this room has the best view in the whole building. Lucky you. I haven't been feeling very lucky lately. I didn't know that I can only see that dead tree. Come spring, that small patch of hell will be blooming with flowers. Foxgloves, shades of purple like you couldn't imagine. Sounds nice. They don't pay me to go on about flowers, but that won't stop me while I'm here. Now, let's take a look at this bad boy. She produces a small flashlight from her pocket and leans in to examine your neck. Tessa takes care to avoid blinding you. Your tracheotomy is doing okay. With a click, she stows the flashlight. Just a bit of build-up mucus. I've seen worse work from LPNs. Draining will be quick. May tickle a little. She begins the process of draining the tube, a practiced routine. She takes in the paintings in the corner. I saw Kai lugging that one in the other day. It's nearly as big as them. Kai has always been determined. They suddenly had a lot of questions for me. We've had some pleasant conversations. I see them damn nearly every day. But as soon as they heard I'd be handling your care, they went full interrogation mode, running me down like a cop. I haven't been grilled like that since nursing school. You really got someone looking out for you. They're quiet, but they can get very protective. As soon as it's about someone else, that's when they get fired up. Alright, you're all set. I'll see you tomorrow to check up on your track. She walks to the door and pauses to take in the large painting. The painting stands tall, holding Tessa's attention for a few moments before she exits the room. The sun sets on the barren hill outside your window. Shades of blue and purple crawl up the sterile hospital walls. Where's Kai? Shouldn't they be back by now? Your only company is the hiss and hum of the ventilator. The clockwork rhythm is equal parts soothing and unsettling. A glint of moonlight from the turning latch of the door catches your eye. Kai slumps through the door frame. Their familiar posture reveals their fatigue despite their best efforts to conceal it. Tough day? You okay? They sit. Hey. They purposefully let their body give way, and with an exaggerated motion flip face first into the hospital bed. The sheets muffled to the sound. Today kicked your ass? Tuesday can mash? Hands still pressed into the mattress, they tilt just enough to peek their mouth out. You know what I couldn't stop thinking about today? What's that? That asshole critic at Stegmaier. They turned into the mattress to muffle their giggling. He was so cocky. I can't imagine trying that hard to win a crowd over. He was trying to... the server, that's why. One of the most insufferable critics I've met, and that's saying something. Do I defend my once chosen career, or shall I play along with the story? Oh, definitely the second one. He kept going on about the homogeneous nightmare. I've never heard someone who loved the sound of their own voice so much. I was ready to stab my ears out with a fork. That's the shit I have to read in reviews. The way you shut him down was beautiful. I had to turn away to hide my laughter. I took pleasure in that. Ah, that night, Kai laughs. That night was so... They trail off unexpectedly. They turn their face opposite you. What is it? The test is tomorrow. I know. You're going to do it. I can feel it. Their voice betrays their uncertainty. They turn to face you, sitting back up now. I need you to pass this, Maya. I will. I will. Good. They squeeze your hand 3 times and settle in for the night. Deep hues of blue dance across Kai's hair. An orange ventilator light catches their silhouette. The colors call to you like a siren song. The intoxicating pull of the past brings you back to another time, another place far away from here. Stegmaier Gallery, 1 year ago. The cherished painting hangs on an immaculate white wall. It's opening night at the gallery. Your opening. The energy is electric. All eyes are on you tonight. Within the crowd are important faces, famous faces. Kai has staked out a quiet corner to cheer you on from afar. From across the room, they send a smile and a knowing nod. Closer. Approach the cherished painting. Your feet carry you toward the painting, and a small crowd surrounding it. Your steps echo off the tall green walls. There's a heated discussion about the piece. This is good, it's getting a reaction. An art critic in his late 50s argues with a young fan. The figure on the right is clearly fleeing. It's an escape from a homogeneous nightmare. He gestures with a wine glass. On the far right, an amorphous purple figure crouches, surrounded by blackness. A group of figures... On the far right, an amorphous purple figure crouches, surrounded by blackness. A group of figures uniform in nature stand opposite. He retorts. He wants to join the group, he just doesn't know how. He wants acceptance. The figures are almost formless, edges bleeding into abstract brush strokes. Standing back far enough, one might mistake the piece for an abstract blend of purple and black. Acceptance? That mass of bodies only offers assimilation. If we're to look at her over, there's a clear pattern of over, the sum of an artist's work. How pleased he is to have slipped that into his argument. The critic stops himself, noticing your presence. Let's just ask, shall we? The critic lets out a boisterous laugh and knocks his arm into the man next to him. Care to settle a debate for us? Correct his pronunciation of oeuvre. Confirm the fan's interpretation. Make up a bullshit interpretation. Tell them both interpretations are correct. Refuse to divulge any sort of meaning. Divulge the true meaning of the painting. I feel like fucking with this guy. It's a metaphor for capitalism. It's a metaphor for communism. The people leaning closer, hanging on your every word. The crowd on the right representing the working class. The elite to the left enjoying the spoils of their labor. Bloodshed and division, an endless cycle. The crowd is mixed. Some roll their eyes, while others eat it up. So you hate those that are doing better than you. The elite. Disappointing. I was expecting something more nuanced. I don't owe you anything. Sorry to disappoint New York's finest art critic. Disappointment is part of the job. Being served up bullshit isn't. Bullshit is your entire profession. But you gotta admit, it's a mighty fine bullshit. Look him dead in the eyes, okay? He stares back through these obnoxious glasses. Prefrontal cortex. Cut him down. Do you enjoy what you do? He takes the bait. You've read my work. I have. Your transition from sales to editorial is really impressive. He says as a setup. Did you have a lot of experience to make that jump? Remind me, is the editorial director your cousin or your on your mom's side or your dad's? I've earned my place here, despite what you're insinuating. You're a great salesman, there's no denying that. But you're still a salesman. He clenches his bitter jaw. You take no joy in this. You don't even want to be here. It's always been about numbers for you. Trends, clicks, bullshit. You parrot other people's opinions and pass them off as your own. You're the guy they hire to make the little line go up. That's what you've always done. And now you're coming in here demanding I serve you some personal anecdotes on a silver platter for your review, bundling it all into a pretty package with a bow so you can serve it to some rich assholes. Do your job, look at some art and form your own opinion for once in your life. He takes a violent swig from his wineglass to mask his silent rage. Final blow. You're a husk, a parasite. You can print that if you'd like. Say nothing and walk away. A hand tugs at your elbow. You turn. Maya, a photo with the painting? He doesn't wait for an answer. The camera flashes with blinding white light. The grey-blue of an early morning washes over the room. Your vision is still hazy from sleep. Grumbling with sleepiness, Kai fumbles for their phone. They silence the ringer and look to you with sleepy eyes. Big day. We should sleep. Your mind returns to half-formed dreams, sitting on the precipice of wake and sleep. An hour passes, or perhaps a minute. You awake to a heated argument. Sitting on the end of the bed, Kai is on the phone. I already told you I can't come in today. It's non-negotiable. Kai. I'm out of options here, Kai. If you don't come in today, we're going to have to let you go. You love this job. Don't do anything stupid. I understand the consequences, Ted. You've made that very clear. The answer is still no. Today is too important. God damn it, what are you doing? Can't you work something out? Alright, I'll send over the paperwork to your personal email. Do whatever you need to do. Go in, do what you need to do. You can still salvage this. I'll be here, I'll be fine. Don't look this up. Your life is over this. You gonna be alright? I don't know anymore. Kai, I need to go. They end the call. Kai gazes out the window with her back turned to you, swinging their feet off the edge of the bed. The gentle hum of anxiety in the air. Why would you do that? You shouldn't have to give that part of your life up. Their head sinks with the weight of the news. They still think you're asleep. You can see it in their body language. No pressure to perk up. No need to keep a flame of hope alive for your benefit. They've made their choice. They're living for you now. I wish they wouldn't. Two knocks at the door interrupt Kai's moment alone. They lift their head and broaden their shoulders, slipping back into a familiar faint hope. They turn to the door to see August and Dr. Amenta enter. Good morning. We'll just get set up now. She gestures to August, who produces a clipboard. Mm-hmm. They nod, trying to mask their mounting anxiety. I'll wake Maya. They turn to you and stroke your shoulder. This is it, okay? I really need you to pass this for me, Maya. I will. We're ready, if you'll wait outside. She politely invites Kai to the door. Right. They pull their hand off your shoulder and make their way out the door, gazing back at you as if it just might be the last time. She shuts the door behind Kai and turns to August. Ready? Ready to get it over with? Dr. Armenta ignores the comment and takes a seat next to you. She talks to you slowly, as if you were a child. Maya, I'm going to run through a series of tests. It's very important you follow my instructions so we can communicate with you. I know, and I'm ready. When I turn this flashlight on, I need you to follow the light with your eyes. Following the light lets us know you can hear us. Understood? We'll begin now. Remember to follow the light with your eyes. Showtime. Click! A burst of blinding light sears your retinas. Something is terribly wrong. You feel the bedsheets below you give way. You sink through them like quicksand and then they're gone. You gasp for air as you feel that awful lurch in your stomach. You're falling, tumbling into darkness. Looking up, you can see your body frozen in the hospital bed, the test playing out, but it's too far away. The body above is no longer yours. Nothing but a small speck getting smaller and smaller, and then it's gone. A force pulls you downwards, but it isn't gravity. Something deep within yourself, a terribly familiar place, fragments of a deep-seated memory. You look towards it, to the abyss below, the deepest black you've seen, until dull shapes reveal themselves. Blood brown, a touch of orange, 3 dark spots. Your studio, you see it from above now. 2 figures stand over a collapsed body. Your body. You recognize the shape on the left, Kai. The shape on the right, an unknown man. Your body is strewn across the floor beneath them. Your studio is a crime scene, blood replaced by splatters of blue paint on the floor across your clothes. A half-finished painting with a streak of blue paint looms over in the room. The man on the right stoops to your body with something black in hand. You hover above him now, but you cannot escape it for long. You feel yourself falling back into your body. Back within your body, and now you look up to the EMT from the floor. He shines a flashlight into your eyes, another burst of blinding light. You're collapsed in your studio, paint everywhere. His lips move, but you cannot make out a word. Kai's hand is on your shoulder. They're crying. You're being wheeled into an ambulance. It's all speeding up, coming to a terrible end. That painting, I remember it. So I collapsed somehow and ended up here. It must have been 9 months ago. Are you alright? Yeah, I'm just not looking forward to breaking the news. Wait, what news? I'm ready, I can take the test. No. We ran through all the tests, no response. They need to accept that this time. No, I haven't taken... I'm here, test me again! The sooner they can grieve, the better. Trust me, I've been here. I'm right here! She agrees with August for once, with a silent nod. I'll be right back. Wait here. Talk about them, please, I'm begging you. Oh no, what are you gonna tell her? August and yourself are now alone in the room. The air is still. You stare at August. Why do you hate me so much? You never even gave me a chance. In your eyes, I was dead the moment I got here. And now I might die here because of you. Her gaze wanders around the room, to the machines, the paintings, and then to you. This is the first time she's ever looked you in the eye. Now you're listening? She lifts an idle finger and picks her nose. She's not staring at you, she's staring past you. You might as well be another piece of furniture in her universe. The door creaks open, startling August, who quickly removes the finger from her nose. The doctor pokes her head in, and with a terse lift of the head, she beckons August to leave. Kai brushes past, August paying no attention to the nurse. All of Kai's focus is on holding the weight of the news in until that door swings shut. And it's closed. Just you and Kai now. They pace the footage of your bed. Silence hangs in the air. It can't be gone. They tug at your shoulder. You have to be in there. They frantically take hold of your hand. Forcefully they squeeze it. Once, twice, 3 times. God, say it back. I can't. Ow. Say it back. Squeeze Kai's hand. Despite your broken body, you try, mustering up the energy and willpower to squeeze with all your goddamn might. The mind commands, but your hand does not obey. Your fingers lay as still as the moment you arrived in this forsaken place. They wait and wait. I can feel your heartbeat on your fingertips. They release your hand and pull back with heaviness in their heart. 9 months. They look to the window, to the changing seasons, winter coming to a close. Come May, we'll have been stuck in this room for an entire year. After the first month, everyone told me you wouldn't make it, that your mind was gone, that the Maya I knew was dead. I don't want to believe them, Maya. They shake off their 1,000-yard stare and look to the floor. But now the tests say you're gone too. They cover their face with a curled palm, fighting back the emotions begging to burst through their cheeks. They inhale, composing themselves briefly. My dad says I need to grieve. Why the hell do I grieve this? They gesture to the ventilators, calming whirring in the background. Do you remember what it was like before all this? Of course. I remember gallery openings, your paint-splattered jeans. Now it feels so far away, like memories from another life. Kai mulls on the thought. In a way they still are. Memories from your life. That night at the gallery, it was your night. I was just there. Their voice trails off into a whisper as the words leave their lips. The words hang still in the air. Outside the sun rises, your bodies sit in silence. Kai is as motionless as your paralyzed frame. Cold tones of blue wash over the walls. The last bit of orange kisses the windowsill silently before fading into nothing. The intoxicating pull of the past brings you back to another time, another place far away from here. Stegmere Gallery, 1 year ago. A canvas is unhooked from the wall as 2 attendants carefully lower the painting to the floor. Abandoned plastic cups litter the glossy floor of the gallery. Patrons trickle out the front door. Your big night is finally winding down. The artificial snap of a digital camera sound off as a young man grabs a selfie with you. He exclaims before reining in his excitement to a socially acceptable degree. I'm sorry, I've just been walking up the courage all night, and I'm so glad you agreed to a picture. You know, you didn't have to wait till the end of the night to ask for a picture. No need to be nervous. He laughs sheepishly. If I could get rid of my need to be nervous, then my entire life would be a lot easier. Can I tell you something? Sure. This is weird, but I feel like I know you, he stammers. And I know that's not true, because parasocial relationships are a whole thing, and he catches himself, tries to get back on track. Each canvas, it feels like I'm staring past a painting through a window. A series of windows into your mind. The last line sounds rehearsed, as if he's been building up to it all night. Thank you. I'm not sure what to say. Say nothing. I just wanted to share that. His eyes avoid your gaze. What little courage he'd built up till now is extinguished. Night. He turns and makes a brisk walk towards the exit. There it is again, that feeling. Sweet recognition. More intoxicating than any cocktail in this building. Basking in the glow of the spotlight. That's what I thought tonight is for, isn't it? I saw you lit up all night. How are you feeling? Exhausted. You did it. Not even New York's most famous critic can crack you. It's important to leave a little bit of mystery. I couldn't let him walk over me. So it is finally starting to sink in. Is what's sinking in? That you've made it. Look at this, an entire exhibit dedicated to your work. You're always so worried about having made it. This is it. Now enjoy it a little, won't you? I am enjoying it, I'm just thinking. That would require more. I'll keep working on it. That's the spirit. Hey, they shift in place. I didn't want to burden you with this before the show, but I had a rough day at work and I could really use someone to talk you through it. Yeah? What happened? I came in like I usually do and immediately got into it with Rebecca. You know how she's been into a shit show. You know how she's been a shit show since the divorce. Kai's words fade into the background as you replay the events from tonight. Why did you tell that critic off? You know that's going to come back to bite you in the ass, don't you? He deserved it. He's going to change his review. Put you front and center and make you look like an asshole. I've gotten bad reviews before. That's irrelevant. Why did you have to correct him? Because he was a pretentious prick. And you're not? All I saw was two self-indulgent assholes vying for attention. Don't you have enough eyes on you? Their words shift back into focus. She's the worst. The words ring with your finality. That was it. That was the end of their vent. Kai's waiting for you to respond. She sounds like a nightmare to deal with. Maybe you can smooth things out with her tomorrow? I won't be there tomorrow. They laid me off. You didn't hear a single thing I said, did you? You always do this. It's like you're never actually here. You're off in your own head. They toss their drink to the side and into the trash. Might as well be invisible to you. They mutter under their breath as they brush past you, leaving you alone in the space. The once decorated walls now stare back at you blankly. Soft morning light paints the walls with a faint blue. Tessa checks the mess of tubes running from your neck, like a power technician untangling decades of electric cables. Quiet today. I have a lot on my mind. I didn't mean... for fuck's sake. Let me start over. I feel like I've been talking too much. And you seem... off. Is something on your mind? Kai, too much. You need someone to talk to? More than you could know. You can tell me, really, but you can't hear me. Tessa radiates patience. She gives a nod as if she's already listening to a captivating story told by you. So you're going to just sit there and listen, whether I tell you or not? Fine, have it your way. Tell my story. The memories come back into focus, ready to pour out. I've never told the full story behind this painting. Everyone sees something different on that canvas. When I look at it, I see this one moment. You ever played hide and seek as a kid? The silhouettes of the children form a circle on the canvas. She leans in, a captive audience of one with kindness in her eyes. I was never very good at it, but I remember finding a particularly clever spot one day. The silhouetted child slips behind a houseplant in a search party of kids pass by. So obvious, no one thought to look for it. One by one, my friends found everyone. I was the last kid left. The group leaves your shadows in the corner and congregates, but they moved on to another game. I saw a glimpse of their lives without me. The children laugh and play. I thought I'd never come back, that somehow I'd vanished into those walls. Your shadow dissolves into dust. The painting settles into its natural state, that moment now immortalized on the canvas. I've always been terrified of that feeling. And now I've done that to Kai. Tessa receives the words she cannot hear with warmth and kindness. She places a comforting hand on your shoulder. For the first time since waking up in this place, you feel truly seen. She lays a comforting hand on your shoulder. Logically, you know she can't hear your silent words, but she receives them with kindness and warmth all the same. Everyone just wants a chance to be heard. Now it's a big part of my job, but I wasn't always good at it. I was so nervous when I first started as an RN. I was so caught up with how I came across that I wasn't truly listening to my patients. There was this blind man I was assigned to. He wanted me to walk him through the courtyard. He could do it himself, but he wanted me to describe it. He wanted to know every little detail. He was insistent on it. I felt so silly at first, telling him about a discarded coffee cup, dandelions poking through the concrete, black dots of gum on the pavement. It wasn't a pleasant view, but he treasured every word. As I said it all out loud for him, I realized for the first time in my life I was looking out rather than in. I walked through that courtyard nearly every morning before I met this man, but I swear I never saw it until that day. Tessa's eyes wandered to the windowsill, the courtyard just out of view from where she sits. It changed the way I saw my patients. I became a better nurse. I'd catch things senior staff missed, simply because I was listening. She sits with the thought for a moment and lets out a heavy breath. Well then, you've caught me in a sentimental mood today. Don't get used to it. Tessa jots down the final reading and snaps her binder closed. I'll see you tomorrow. She gathers her note and makes her way out the door. The courtyard Tessa spoke of is out of view. Light crawls across the windowsill as the day passes. Clouds morph and tumble across the sky like cotton candy. Trust me, you're not missing anything. You heard her. It's a courtyard littered with trash. I'd still like to see it, just to know. Perhaps I would appreciate it, see some beauty within it. You've looked past the most important person in your life. I don't see you changing for a courtyard. People change. I can be better. I don't have to stay that way. Time will tell. Light crawls across the hospital walls. A warm orange fades in and out as the clouds drag across the sun. The door handle turns with a click as August trudges into your room. The door slams closed behind her. It's late. What are you doing here? Please tell me we can skip the stretching today. With the door closed, she drops her stalwart composure and sinks into the couch at the far end of the room. Her face reveals a brief sense of relief before she slips into sadness. She's been holding it in all day, but here she can relax. Her gaze catches a smudge on her dark blue uniform. Makeup. Worried, she checks her wrist. A deep blue ring of bruises is partially visible. She mutters. She applies a fresh layer of foundation to the area, concealing it completely. She slips her phone from her pocket and places it on the couch beside her. She turns to the window, biting her nails. She grabs the phone and makes a call. It's ringing. Still ringing. And then they pick up. Hey. You can make out the faint voice of a woman on the other end. You wrapping up work? The voice on the other end responds. She lets out a nervous laugh. Right. Pauses to look down at her wrist. He did it again. The voice retorts. Her friend isn't going down this road again. Maria, please. Her friend hangs up. She slowly sets the phone down. The feet washes over her weary face. She fights back tears as she buries her temple into her hands. A single streak of makeup falls down her wrist. Another spirit trapped within these walls. The door opens abruptly. Dr. Armenta pokes her head in. August quickly sniffs back her tears. There you are! I was looking for you in... She notices the tears. Are you alright? The concern is genuine. Just fine, she says, slipping back into her resilient composure. August brushes past the doctor and out the room before she can respond. She stands in place, stunned, unable to make sense of the moment. Her eyes scan the room for an explanation, finding nothing. She exhales, collecting her composure and settling back into her professional demeanor before stepping into the hall. A small smudge of makeup dots the couch cushion, the only remaining bit of evidence. Those bruises. I would have never known. We're all hiding something. Makeup, paint, it only goes so far. The corner plant catches the late afternoon light. Time passes as the leaves draw shadows on the cold linoleum floor. An hour passes, maybe more. The slow drip of time reveals stars in the sky. Night falls. Still no Kai. The orange blinks of ventilators look like shining stars in the darkness. Fatigue sets in. You can feel it pulling you towards the cradle of sleep. Silence. Sweet silence. No dreams. Only quiet. Your blurry eyes parse the morning light. You feel surprisingly well rested. Time for your morning checkup. Tessa inspects the tubes leading into your neck. No blockage. Airflow is steady. Tremendous progress. Your track is looking great now. She jots down some notes. Kai is in the lobby. He'll be in once I wrap up. Tessa gets up, turns to the door, but hesitates. I didn't mean to, but the other day I overheard a conversation in here, she says apprehensively. I don't know who you used to be, but you're not that. Not anymore. The room is still. The muted sounds of children playing can be heard outside. Footsteps in the hallway. I think Kai is ready for you now. Tessa leaves the room. The overcast blue on the floor tile warms. Clouds outside shift and fade as streaks of sunlight fall into your room. You look up to see Kai lingering in the doorframe. Their presence is quiet. Kai gently closes the door before joining you at your bed. They sit with you in silence. It's beautiful outside. I wish you could see it. They pause, unsure where to start. I'm sorry I wasn't here last night. Their gaze wanders across the linoleum floor. These past 9 months they haven't been easy. My therapist keeps bringing up grief, but I don't even know how to begin grieving this. A nervous finger traces their knuckles. How can I mourn you when you're right here, when I can still feel your heart beating? So I just haven't. I haven't begun to think about the possibility that you're really gone. I've put all my being into showing up for you, fighting to get you better care, visiting this room day after day. The women at the front desk, they practically treat me like staff now. For almost a whole year, my life's been put on pause. For you. Before all this, I was struggling with us. But after you fell, everything else was just so small. I'd almost forgotten what a relationship was. The other day I remembered. It's always been about you. Coming here day after day, it's made me realize that this is what I've always done. I've always lived for other people. It's something I need to work on my own, and I take responsibility for that. And now I need to live my own life, Maya. They take your hand in theirs and sit in silence. Their breathing is heavy. You can see the guilt in their eyes. This wasn't an easy decision. Squeeze their hand. You squeeze Kai's gentle hand once and translate the message in your head. I see you. You feel it within your heart, but your hand hasn't budged. Kai squeezes back once, twice, 3 times. They lean close to plant a delicate kiss in your cheek. A tickle of eyelashes brush against your forehead. As they pull back, their eyes well with emotion, and a quivering lip betrays their composure. They turn to leave. Goodbye, Maya. And then they're gone, leaving only the warm imprint of a kiss on your cheek. Goodbye, Kai. Outside, the marks of late winter on a leafless tree. Spring is close. All is still, except for the sun, which retreats below the horizon. Darkness settles in for the night. Nothingness. Pure black. Another night of dreamless sleep. A new morning. The turn of the door handle wakes you up earlier than usual. The door slowly creaks open as the old woman steps into the room. She scans the room, just the two of you. Afternoon, sweetie. Here we go again. My, we're almost out of winter, aren't we? This is a waste of time. That tree is going to be so beautiful come spring. The leaves are just brilliant. You're going to die in this room, alone. There was one person who believed in you, and now they're gone. No one is coming to save you. Kai is gone. I'm gonna listen to Maud. Since when do you give up the ramblings of an old woman? Since now. Leave me alone. For just once. You brace yourself for the response, but it doesn't come. There's a sweet silence within your mind. You remember Tessa's words, look out, not in. You feel yourself slip into the present moment. No past, no future. Only you and Maud within this moment. You are here. Now, where was I? I know I've been visiting you a lot. I don't want to bother you. It's just that I don't have a lot of people in my life anymore. By the time you get to be my age, you see a lot of loss. You outlive those you love. My mother used to call it the curse of the Ashton genes. Growing up, I knew every kid on my block. And now I'm the last one. Every year that passes, I know less people. Life shrinks. You never get used to it, not even at my age. I felt that way every year, except for last winter. That's when I met Victor. We fell in love, here of all places. I didn't think something so beautiful could happen after my husband passed, but it has. For the first time in life, in a long while, I felt life expanding. A new face to look forward to. Bright eyes, full of energy and life. He's a younger man, early 60s, although I suppose that doesn't sound young to you. He's handsome too. Such a beautiful head of hair, wavy and golden. She reminisces. Last week he fell. The doctor told me he broke his... She scrunches her brow in frustration. I can't remember the word. It's so difficult not being able to remember these things. They haven't decided if they'll operate on account of his age. They say it's incredibly dangerous. They said I have to wait. I don't know when I'll see him. Do you know when I see him? When I can see him? She looks at you with pleading eyes, praying for an answer. I need to tell him something. Her nervous hands wrestle with the purse in her lap. I'm having a hard time remembering how I know you, but I feel like we're old friends. She looks into your eyes with the hopeful heart of a child, content to share this moment of silence with you. Outside, snow clings to the dead branches of a tree. Smears of orange pull the clouds across the horizon. You know, most people here don't give me the time of day, but you always listened. Thank you. She rummages through her purse, which lets out a shrill squeak and produces the offensive green toy. I've come to realize not everyone likes my frog. He's a big talker. Maybe that's why he feels like a kindred spirit. He's always brought me comfort. Maybe he'll do the same for you. She places the frog in your hand and gently curls your fingers around it. And without saying a word, she is gone, giving you and the toy the room. The room hums with the whir of the ventilator. Time seems to hang still. Your lifeless hand cups Maud's gift. It's a curious thing. Not very cute, that's for sure. The black beady eyes stare back at you. They should bulge out with a squeeze. As you close your eyes, you feel the weight of the toy in your hands, your finger curled around it. Nothing. Still nothing. Aww. Alright then. Open ending, but overall happy. was a really sweet little story. Just trying to make out what to think of it. But yeah, it was a really sweet little story. I will say I didn't get to feel that any of my choices mattered whatsoever. I feel like I was just commenting on the story by making those choices rather than, you know, actually making any stories that affected the story. So, not sure if it's a CYOA kind of thing or not. I suppose I'd have to play it again, but honestly, my experience of playing it, I feel like, was enough. I will say though, on the writing, if the choices did matter to one thing, I'd say it was the overall impression that I gave to myself and the way primarily my prefrontal cortex reacted to it. I felt like the combined ingredients of those two things helped make the point that the story was going for, about looking outside instead of inside, about being less self-obsessed and more, you know, accepting of others. With that said, I'm not sure about how to think about Kai. Okay, so good for Kai moving on from me after this event. But me immediately moving on from her, I feel like... Okay, so maybe that's not what happened, but I feel like... Put it like this, it was a good thing that Kai let me go and allowed herself to grieve and eventually move on with her life. But from my perspective as the main character, I did not need to let her go, and the fact that I apparently moved on from her leaving me so easily, I don't know, it felt like... Did I love her at all, ever? And by extension, if I didn't, then is me letting go of her anyway... Yeah, that would still be a positive thing, a moment of personal growth, I suppose, wherein... It's less you can't abandon me and more you're doing the right thing in abandoning me. It's the paradox of selfless, selfish love, I think. But if I didn't love her and just needed her for, you know, my ego and all of that, then me seeing how I made her suffer with my presence in her life, then yes, I'd say this was a good moment. This was a good thing. But I was going to make an argument about me never having loved her in the first place if I let her go that easily, but at the same time, if I would have kept her on even though I didn't love her, even if I just kept obsessing over her, then no, that would not have been good. That would have been all about bitterness and self-pity and self-righteousness and all of those things. Not sure that the game needed to be a... Not sure that the story needed to be a visual novel, especially considering it didn't feel like my choices actually mattered in any meaningful way. But for a short story about love, loss, tragedy, and, you know, all the sad, horrible things that may happen in life. Yeah, this was a really solid little experience. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you all for watching. I'm shy, but I am also keen to see you again in my next video.